Craftsman podcast is sponsored by Bits and Bits. In their shop in Oregon, Bits and Bits manufactures a wide range of spiral router bits from 1/8 inch shank to half-inch shank, from 1/32 inch cutting diameter to half-inch cutting diameter. They make upcut, downcut, compression bits, and more. They're used in router tables, handheld routers, and CNC machines from hobbyists to production shops. They coat their bits in a Astra coating, proprietary nano coating designed to keep the bit running cooler, prolonging the sharpness of the cutting edge. They're the only factory-authorized dealer to Astra coat white-side router bits. Their expanding line of white-side bits ranges from spiral flush trim bits to roundovers, chamfers, rabbiting bits, and more. They're a Festool dealer stocking mainly router and domino-related accessories and consumables. You can check them out at bitsbits.com and use our coupon code American Craftsman to save yourself 15%. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the American Craftsman podcast.
Yeah, welcome.
You could see how we had these microphones set up right now, and you'd probably be laughing.
I was laughing.
We have lav mics clipped to the end of squeeze clamps. We're in the shop today recording.
Yeah.
Before we get into the show, I want to thank our sponsor, Hafele. Hafele offers a wide range of products and solutions for the woodworking and furniture making industries, from hinges and drawer slides to connectors and dowels, sandpaper, wood glue, shop carts, and everything in between. Exclusive product lines such as Lux LED lighting and Slido door hardware ensure that every project you create is built to last. Learn more at hafele.com.
How do you spell that?
H-A, it's got an umlau on there, but you don't have to put that for the website. HAFELE.com.
There you go.
I hope you got your fill of 3M ads because last week was the last one for the time being.
Yeah. Sam Moore.
Shout out to Andrew Hatch for his sanding in his Sunday best. Yeah, we're sorry about the performance.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. So, yeah, speaking of Hafele, last Friday, we went to the Hafele Oktoberfest party. That was cool.
That was great, actually.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We won 4 prizes. We won a shop cart, which we were gunning for.
Oh, big time.
We won a dozen golf balls.
Titleist 3s.
Yeah, which my father-in-law was a big fan of. We got, a $50 gift certificate to Bass Pro Shops.
Yep.
And a, what's the company? I forget. Stealth Lock.
Oh, yeah.
Digital cabinet lock.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I was messing around with that.
That'll find a home in your new kitchen.
Yeah, no, I got plans for it. It's not going in the kitchen. But yeah, we had a great time. Our salesman Rich was there. I should really find out what Ed's actual title is. I think it's regional manager.
Yeah.
Regional account manager, maybe something like that. He was there. Ed's a good guy. Rich is a good guy. We had a good time hanging out with him, seeing all the different stuff. It's like a mini trade show, basically. They had AccuRide was there, Lamello was there, Drawer Dock, Celiche. Who else? They had, the Hafele Abrasives guy, Lux Lighting by Hafele, those Stealth Lock guys. I forget the name of that company.
Yeah, and the guys who do the drawers for Hafele.
Yeah, the guys that do like the Northeast drawers for the Northeast region, I guess.
It was like a little mini trade show, except it was free flowing beer and a buffet.
Yeah. Although I've been to some small things like that, and it's pretty similar. Like the Builders General every year they do one.
Oh, okay.
In like May, and same thing. It's at like at Sun Eagle golf course, and they have food and beer, and it's a good time.
Yeah. And the staff were really cool there. The catering staff. Hung out with them for a little while.
Yeah, the food was good. The beer was good. We went home with a goodie bag with a hat and a T-shirt and a beer mug and an LED light. And did you had one of those?
Yeah,
I think it's sweet. What else? A whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't.
The Accuride guy loaded us up with about 25 pencils.
I got my little bottle opener that's a mini drawer slide.
That thing's cool.
Yeah.
It's like almost like a switchblade, kind of, you know, one of that tactile.
Yeah, it's like it slides back and forth.
Yeah, it's like a fidget kind of thing. What do they call those? Like a fidget toy.
I think fidget is what they call them.
Like a fidget spinner, but it doesn't spin. It's a fidget slider.
Yeah.
I got the IRS Auctions up on the screen right now.
Yeah, what time is it?
Right now it's 2:25. We got 3:10 these ends. So you guys will get to find out. We're bidding on some cantilever racks. So big racks for plywood. We're winning one right now at $125. I want seeing no action. There's there's one at $275, one at $250, one at $275, another at $275, one at $400. That's a 12-footer. One at $125.
How big is the one we're winning? 8?
10. They're all 10 except for the one. I'm going to bid on this other 10-footer that's at $250. It's got 8 48-inch long cantilever arms. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, okay, we're the current high bidder. A cantilever rack is basically, imagine like an L shape, 2 L's with cross braces connecting them, and then you have those adjustable arms that come out like a regular lumber rack. So it sits on the floor, and you put your plywood, your hardwood, whatever on it.
Yeah, because they're like 4 feet deep.
Yeah. So it's 10 feet tall, about 70 inches wide, and 4 feet deep. So you get in there with a forklift, you can pick up your plywood or your regular wood and move it around.
Oh, yeah.
We're also winning a freeborn carbide Copen pattern cutter head, which looks pretty new. It is, let's see the model number. It's a PC10010, which I think is a bead. Yeah, that's what it looks like. We're winning that for $30. So, you know, in the event that you need to make a beaded door, well, for $30, that's it's an orange one, so it's just a carbide, not the T alloy. So it's probably about a $600 cutter head.
Yeah, those things are expensive.
We're also winning 2 metal frame shop carts, one of which is like a mini cantilever thing, which looks awesome for like picking lumber off of the rack to bring over to the miter saw and then moving from the miter saw to the joiner, you know, if they're long. Looks like it's probably, let's see, does this have dimensions on it? 4 36-inch cantilever arms, 57 by 41. And 58 by 41. That must be the other cart. The other cart is just like a platform that seems to be missing the wood. And it just has like a stick sticking out of one corner, which I don't know what that's all about. I guess it's just so you could pull it around.
Yeah. Yeah, drag it across the floor.
But that little cantilever cart, that's sweet. Could even put some plywood shelves on there for short parts. Because we just use these tables for, 57 by 41. So it's 41 wide. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's probably perfect.
We use these tables that are 48 by 30 typically, and they have cabinets underneath, so they're heavy as hell. You got to try and move them with all the wood on top. So these would be nice. We're winning them for $10, and we're also winning forklift extensions for $40.
Folks at Timber were good enough to let us borrow because we got borrow theirs because we need them on Monday.
Yeah, that's going to be an adventure getting those. So we got the edge bander and the sliding table saw showing up on Monday. Neither of us have driven a forklift for real
in 100 years.
Yeah, in 4 years or something like that. So that's going to be an adventure.
They go slow, so it's no big deal.
Yeah. I guess the edge bander are probably going to have to like get it up to the door and then kind of like
go in sideways,
like rotate it in.
Yeah.
And then
That
because you can't pick it up sideways.
Right. The driveway, not the driveway, but the
apron.
Interior area inside the building. Once you get in the door, is that wide enough for the edge band to go in sideways, you think?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
So it's just getting it in the door.
Yeah, it's like you just got to like pull up perpendicular to the door and just kind of like rotate while driving forward a little bit to get up in there. But yeah, if you missed it, we talked about that 2 weeks ago?
I think so.
We have a 1996 Brandt KD68 Edge Bander and a 1999 SCM Minimax was a SW300 10-foot sliding table saw. We don't have any power to turn these things on, but they will be in the shop. Whatever that's worth.
Yeah. We did get some good news, at least from the manufacturers, the tool manufacturers.
Oh, yeah. So, excuse me. I don't think we talked about that at all because
we didn't know it at the time.
Right. So we've had a couple electricians come in to give us bids on doing the electric in the shop, and one of which we got a quote back, and I don't even know if it's for real, but some ungodly high amount of money. Anyway, that guy didn't really check anything out. He just was going off of the floor plan that we gave him. But we had another guy come out, Alan, who actually did the electric for our buddy Keith, 2-Bit Woodworks. So we saw Keith posting about that. So I said, I might as well, give this guy a call. So he's a real nice guy, and he actually checked the power at the panel. It turns out that we only have 208 volts. So that kind of, we thought, changed everything in terms of the motors and all that. So he was talking about using buck boosters at every tool, and it's like $500-$600 just in material plus the time and blah,
at each location.
Yeah, and it's like 20 some odd locations. So Rob put an email out to Powermatic, Grizzly, Oliver.
That's it.
And they all said that, these motors, even though they're marked at 220 or 230 or 240, that they should be able to work with was it plus or minus 10%?
Yeah, he said that just about everything sold in the U.S. is wound to 220, and it'll go 10% either direction. And at 208 is fine. Mostly they're looking for consistent power.
Right.
Because a 220 motor can go down to almost 190.
Wow. Huh. So that's good news. I did put a call out to the power company to see if we could get the transformers changed out to get the full 240 volts.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about the 3-phase. I'm assuming because I don't know how amps, watts, volts, all this shit equates out, but you would think that because 3-phase has less of a watt demand, of an amperage demand, right? That it should be a 230 volt 3-phase should be all right at 208.
I think he said that the 3-phase was fine.
Yeah. So we'll see. We're waiting on Alan's number, but we did have a guy reach out. Excuse me, the seltzer. Who wants some closet work done. I noticed that his email was so-and-so electric. So I was like, huh. I'm like, as a matter of fact, we're looking for some electric work. I'm like, maybe we can work something out. So looks like that's a definite possibility. I'm still working on some drawings and stuff. He's going to, I think, maybe come by Monday. So that's good.
Yeah.
Be a good little barter.
Yeah, we may need it.
I had to say, listen, you got to do the electric work first, otherwise we're not going to be able to build you this closet anyway. So,
yeah, gonna have to sign something.
Yeah,
promissory note.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep,
we're still doing good on our two things: 275 and 125. That's not bad. It's only $400.
We're auction kings now.
Yeah. Wait till somebody keeps bidding within the 5 minute.
Oh, I hate that.
It's horrible.
Yeah, if a bid's received within 5 minutes of the ending of the auction, it extends the auction, 10 minutes
Another
or 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
And if it's at 4 minutes and they bid, it goes, then it's up to 9 minutes. It doesn't go back to 5. It goes to 9. And then if somebody bids, I think it might keep going.
Is
like
it cumulative?
Yeah, I forget. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with these other bidders. Seems to be a hot ticket item, these cantilever racks. So they're the only ones up on IRS right now. So, yeah, our buddy Randall, what's his name? Randy? Ray was supposed to come fix the garage door today at the new shop.
So what are you looking for? What are you looking for?
Oh my God. This guy came in to look at the garage door. He's like, oh, so how much you guys asking for this place? I'm like, what? I'm like, we make cabinets. He's like, no, how much you asking for this place? I'm like, we're renting it. And he didn't seem to understand.
It just went in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, so it's going to take you guys a while to get settled in. He's like, yeah, they raised the rent 3 times at my place. It's going to take you guys a while to get this all sorted out. I'm like, what the hell's your problem? Well, he stood us up this morning. He's supposed to be coming tomorrow now.
Then my boss called him, chewed him out.
Yeah, had enough of their shenanigans. I tell Rob, yeah, it's good, just bring a check. We're not sure how much the material is going to be yet. Like, you gave us a bid. 700 plus 100 in material. It didn't say... Got some freaking animals in here.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything about it potentially being more. It's fine if it is, but you got to make that clear. That this is just a hypothetical. Don't cancel on us and then be like, oh yeah, now it's going to be, whatever extra material. Mm-hmm. Like, you didn't say that before, and you're already dicking us around, so... It sounds like it's in the shop.
In the wall, almost.
Got something scurrying around over there by the miter saw. So, yeah, I told him go fuck himself, and then we couldn't find anybody else, and now they're coming tomorrow.
So I had to call him. Luckily, I said, I'll give you a call back, because he called me back and was trying to explain himself. And I was like, all right, yeah, shit happens. But I said, I'll give you a call if anything changes. So luckily, I ended with that tagline, so I didn't have to eat too much humble pie when I called him back. So he goes to me, Who was that that called early? Was that your boss? I said, yeah, that was the boss.
Mr. Greene. Lucky I didn't talk to him.
Yeah.
I talked to the secretary. I would have given him a fucking earful.
I know. So getting this garage door repaired has been another adventure.
Yeah, it's just nothing just as easy. Like,
and we're talking to Carlos, the guy who's he's like the foreman over there at the new shop. As far as repair goes, he works for the building owner.
Yeah, we didn't even mention that. So they're over there now doing the insulation and sheetrock in the ceiling. That's getting fixed. They did the roof a while back, so they're doing that. They replaced 2 doors. They're replacing the third. Well, they're replacing 2 doors. They put a new slab. It's a used piece of junk steel slab in the front. But there was like a wood door with like just like an interior keyed
lock.
I guess it's not interior, but yeah, just like a real cheap lock set. So now there's a deadbolt on there. It's a steel door, and obviously we'll change that out at some point. But they're patching the ceiling in and all that, and cleaning it out, getting the homeless person debris out. So that's good. Finally seeing some movement there.
The water they fixed.
Yeah, they got the water. I called the town and had them turn the water on, which they had told me they were going to do weeks ago. So they got that figured out. He's going to cap, any pipes that are uncapped, and so it's moving on.
And the lights.
Hey, oh yeah, and then they got the lights on, which is huge. You can finally see.
We didn't know the walls were green.
Yeah.
Kind of like this pastel green.
I haven't put any pictures or anything up of the.
Yeah.
It's in such bad shape. I mean, it's just like aesthetically.
Yeah.
It's not an actual.
It's a warehouse.
It's just a cinder block box. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fugly.
I don't know what the neighborhood animals are going to do once those doors are closed up.
Yeah. Telling you, we need a shop animal. Keep them away.
A tiger.
Yeah.
What's that, Joe Tiger? What the hell was his name?
Yeah, is it? No, Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Yeah.
I think he's in jail.
Yeah.
Joe Exotic's going to be the one trying to break in.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to keep out. Some meth head.
But we've been dropping off little bits of lunch and breakfast that seem to have gone a long way.
Yeah, we brought a dozen donuts and a box of Joe over there yesterday. We didn't bring anything today, but
No.
you don't want them to get too expecting of anything.
We sent pizza over the first day.
Yeah. So they said they should be about 75% done by Friday. The lease officially starts on Monday, but I mean, I can't do anything in there until the electric is done anyway. So we should probably do some painting and stuff. We got to figure all that out. We just wrapped up these boxes. Well, we didn't even talk about that.
We're still in a stupor from that.
Boxes are done. Today's Thursday. We finished them on technically today, but Monday we had like 20 boxes that needed a little extra love. So then those got refinished and they got buffed today. Today?
Yeah.
Because the finish took a while to dry, so those got buffed today. So really, Monday we were done for the most part. So yeah, we'll be delivering them on Saturday.
Hip hip hooray.
Yeah, this is a woodpecker.
Yeah, I'm still not quite sure what to do with myself because for how many weeks I've just been coming in and there's been mounds of boxes there to just pick one up and, either sand or sand.
Yeah. Everybody's like, yeah, so you ready to do the next batch? Not for a little bit.
Got PTSD from this batch.
Yeah. 1,000 is a lot.
Oh, man. Well, can you think of anything we learned from this that we would maybe do a little differently next time?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some things with the file that should be changed. I mean, realistically, on the next one, I'd love to have a different laser.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little bit bigger, a little bit more powerful, so we can get, have less time loading and unloading and get a little bit of a faster cut. 105 watts is pretty good, but it's not that strong.
Yeah.
I think the rest of it, though, was
It went pretty good.
pretty good. I mean, not a ton of room for improvement.
Yeah, I think the small improvements with the file will go a long way in the sanding department.
A better edge sander, too,
Yeah.
because that edge sander sucks.
Yeah, that's probably going to be in our first inaugural yard sale.
I mean, it's 110. It's got no balls. You need like a 240 volt oscillating.
Yeah, the oscillating is big because you wear out the same spot.
And you get those deep sanding lines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely a woodpecker.
I keep thinking somebody's knocking. We're still doing good on the cantilever racks.
All right.
We got 25 minutes until they close.
244.
Now this place is in Branchburg, which, if I remember correctly, it was kind of like near like Flemington.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where is Branchburg?
Yeah, Bridgewater, Hillsborough, out that way. Mechanicsville, East Amwell. Yeah, it's in that Princeton, Hopewell kind of area.
Yeah, it's nice out there.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
Drop by and see Little Henry.
Yeah, where is Pennington in relation? South. Stockton, New Hope, Hopewell. Oh, well, yeah, it's kind of a ways.
It is out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what we didn't do this year? We were so busy with those boxes. We didn't do our annual Halloween candy.
Yeah, I didn't partake in the Halloween candy this year.
Yeah, I probably had a good dozen pieces, those little, tiny size ones. Then my wife hid the rest.
It's unfair.
Put them down in the basement somewhere where everything goes to hide.
Oktoberfest got me enough. The beer and the, Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah. They had some potato salad, German potato salad.
Mm-hmm.
2 kinds of sausages. I guess one was like bratwurst.
Yeah, I don't know if the other was knockwurst.
One had a real smoky flavor to it.
Yeah,
it was good.
I think that, knockwurst. The knockwurst was sliced.
Yeah. What do you call that? Spätzle? What was that?
Spätzle.
Yeah, that was really good too.
What is knockwurst? Is it different from bratwurst? Knockwurst, or knackwurst, is a thick sausage that originated in the Holstein northern region of Germany. Knockwurst contains ground pork, veal, and occasionally beef and garlic. Yeah, I could definitely taste the garlic. These ingredients are then put into a casing, aged for a few days, and smoked over oak wood. When cooked, knockwurst becomes very crisp, plump, and juicy. I love German food.
Yeah, it was good, and they had like apple strudel, little mini apple strudels for dessert.
Yeah, they had the hot pretzels, though they weren't so hot when. Well, no, the first one.
The first one I had was much better.
I should have had
early in the morning.
They had cabbage and
sauerkraut, of course.
I think they had coleslaw too. Maybe.
Yeah,
that was at the beginning of the thing. Yeah, it was good. They had Paulaner beer, which I saw some video about, like, how to pronounce the German beer, breweries, and, like, man, do we butcher those?
We destroy everything, don't we?
Yeah, like the umlauts do some weird things. Like, you ever heard of, like, Lowenbrau? Lowenbrau? It's like Leeuwenbräu or something. Like, like, well, never would have put that together myself.
Yeah, we're good at that.
Yeah.
We change everybody's name. Yeah, we have some friends, their last name's Giuliano.
Mm-hmm.
And they spell it J-U. And in Italy, in the Italian language,
G-I-U.
Yeah, there is no J in that alphabet. So,
and they're Italian?
Yeah, but they got here probably in the family went through Ellis Island.
Yeah, and they changed.
And that's where lots of stuff got changed.
Yeah. Yeah, the story is that my mom's side's Caprio, that it was really Capiro, and they changed it at Ellis Island. I can't speak to the truth of that story, but
it was a common occurrence.
Yeah,
we just know that much.
Oh yeah, with all kinds of
all the ethnicities. Yeah, they all got their last names destroyed.
Yeah. So yeah, the Hafele event was at their showroom in New York on 20s, was it West 22nd?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Between
the
5th and 6th.
Yeah, in the Flatiron District. So it was cool.
Yeah, it was kind of fun being back in New York. I hadn't been there in many, many years since I commuted. A lot of new bike lanes. Those city bikes all over the place.
Yeah. A lot of electric bikes.
Yeah.
People going real fast.
People smoking weed all over.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently that's like a big area where they're selling a lot of it. Somebody was telling me, especially around like Penn Station. Said like every T-shirt shop turned into like a not like a legitimate dispensary, but yeah. So it was like a 11 block, 12 block walk.
Yeah, it was a good little walk.
Yeah, yeah. It was like on the way from Penn Station to Hafele was pretty casual. You know, it was like the mid-morning, so people were just kind of like meandering around, but on the way back it was like everybody's like a robot, like getting to the train station. It's like everybody rushes up to the crosswalk waiting for the thing. Everybody goes at once. Yeah,
it's that 5 o'clock mentality. I told you when I used to try and catch the 5:20 whatever, 5:28, man, I was out the door 5 o'clock and 1 second.
Yeah, it's like, don't get in my way.
I wouldn't even take the elevator. I would be running down the stairs. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we caught an express train back.
Which was nice. Nice change from that meandering train we got into the city with.
That was like an hour and a half, or maybe...
It was longer.
An hour, 45 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. But all in all, it was a good time.
Yeah.
And next year, they're having their 100th anniversary, right?
Oh, yeah, in North Carolina.
Yeah, we may have to see if we can wrangle a trip in.
Yeah, gotta get some tickets to that. Shit. That'd be cool.
I'm sure Ed would spring for a couple of invites.
Yeah.
Just have to find our way down there.
Yeah, that's probably a good party. So what else we got going on?
Well, our first, our inaugural. Do you say inaugural or inaugural?
I say inaugural, but I'm not sure if that's correct.
Yeah. Well, the first of our beer glass winners.
Yeah, Chad from Chad's Custom Creations.
So if you're thinking about, submitting a question for the episode that will air, like 3 episodes forward, right? 3 episodes from now?
Yes.
Get those questions in.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait, 3 or 2? No, 2.
2?
Yeah. Yeah, because we did that 2 weeks ago, and then we had an episode last week, this week.
That's right.
Then next week will be an episode, and then the week following.
Yeah, it's hard to, like time travelers.
Yeah. Yeah, so that'll be, that episode will come out on, where's the calendar? This episode's coming out on the 4th. So that'll be released on the 18th, November 18th. You got to get your questions in before probably the 17th, unless we do 2 episodes next week.
Yeah, get those questions in and get yourself in the running for an authentic American Craftsman podcast beer glass.
Yeah. Also, the Secret Santa 2022 is live.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in participating, it's $50 minimum. So don't be a prick and get something, cheap, and then you end up getting something nice.
Yeah, exactly.
We had somebody last year who got stiffed. So the person who stiffed them is out. Nobody's been able to get in touch with him. I don't know if what the hell happened to him, if he fell off the face of the earth, but what? It doesn't seem like a guy who would have done it. I don't know what happened, but
hopefully he's okay.
Yeah.
And if he is okay, well then
hopefully something bad happens. because that's pretty scummy.
Yeah,
I understand. Some people forget but send something late if that's the case.
exactly.
There's a link in our Instagram, and I'll probably try and remember to put one in the description for the podcast. But it's through this thing called Elfster, which signups end on December 1st, and then everyone will be assigned a trade person. Like it's not like I get Rob and Rob gets me. Like Rob will get random. Steve, and I'm gonna get Dave, and Dave got Steve, and you know what I mean? It's all 100% random, which is cool because then it's not like, because the first year I screwed up and did it that way. So it was like people somehow found out.
Oh, we forgot.
There goes the compressor. Well, it doesn't matter. I was going to say just unplug it, but I'm just going to remember to turn it back on. Remind me at 4 p.m. to turn on the compressor.
How much time is left on those auctions?
Looks like 15 minutes. Still winning at 275 and at 125. I don't know why that one's getting no love. Why would you bid on one that's 275 when you could bid on the one that's 125? They're identical. Unless there's something on that thing I'm not seeing, but I looked at it several times. Looks fine to me.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, no late bidders, please.
Yes. So we're going to spend the next couple of days doing what? We're going to go, we got to meet the garage door guy tomorrow.
Yep, we got a phone meeting tomorrow with a potential client.
Saturday, we're driving up to Connecticut.
Yep. That'll be like a 3-4 hour drive, depending on, I have to look at the traffic early.
Yeah. Next Monday we're doing that table. Next Monday? No, week from tomorrow.
A week from next Friday we're doing that table.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think. That's what I thought, the 11th. Yeah, we're refinishing a desk for a client who, it's not our desk. It's a polished teak desk, they're calling it. And it got some stains on it, so we're going to sand it and put finish on it. Because unfinished wood is bound to get... November 10th.
Is that a Friday?
Must be Thursday. Yeah, how's the 10th or 11th? I said November. Oh, I said how's the 10th or 11th. She said the 10th is perfect. 10th at 9 a.m. So Thursday, whatever.
Yeah.
That's better. I prefer not to do installs on Friday.
Yeah.
Not that it's an install. Be a couple hours of sanding and finishing, which no big deal.
No.
So yeah, we'll put the vesting on that. Sand it, put 3 coats of vesting. Give it some protection.
And be done.
Yeah. Collect our money and go. Uh-oh. Somebody's bidding on the low one now. You fuck.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. $325. What? That one's at $300 now. Somebody's coming in now with... by bids.
Someone's coming in blazing guns.
Yeah, okay, I bid on a different one. Now we're winning one at 300 and one at 275. What's our top dollar on these? 400 each?
Yeah. Let's see if we could stay under 1,000.
Yeah, because we're at 50, 80 right now with the other stuff. 40 for the forklift extensions, 10 for the shop carts, 30 for the freeborn. The freeborn thing I care less about. If that goes above 30, just let that die. But those shop carts,
yeah,
that's worth the drive just for those. Even if those went for 100. There's my 3 o'clock alarm to check the
auction.
Yeah, I forgot that we're going to do the podcast.
What time is it? Oh, it is. It's exactly 3.
3 o'clock, yeah.
Oh, but these end at 3:05 or 3:10, right?
310 on the what's it called? It's the things
On the shelves. Cantilever shelves.
Man, our buddy Chris Powell, he's posting these reels, and you get all these idiots posting these comments, and so I go on there, I'm like trolling them, kind of like, posting dumb comments that are so obviously dumb, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the idiots that reply back. Oh, I was looking because I saw somebody tagged me. Sorry, I don't even wear sunglasses anymore. I just squint with one eye like a true carpenter cowboy. Probably have a patch on one day, but man, that's going to be so cool, along with the rest of my awesome scars. That guy gets it. I have people like, I just showed your comment to all the boys at the job site, and, I'm like, listen, if you read my comment and you thought I was serious,
yeah,
then you don't have much critical thinking skills.
You've been banned. You're barred from the job site.
Yeah, probably carpenter them under the table.
Carpenter as a verb.
Yeah. I'd carpent them under the table.
Oh, gotta be careful. We don't want to go too highbrow.
Is carpent a verb? Carpent. Third person singular simple present carpents. Carpent. Non-standard, rare. To do carpentry or work on something as a carpenter. It's on the internet.
It's got to be true.
It's a non-standard and rare word.
Non-standard and rare. Yeah, okay.
What is a anagram?
Anagram? That's when you take the letters of a word and make another word.
Oh, I'm like, yeah, what? Precant.
Yeah, there you go.
A person who prays.
I didn't know that.
Me neither. This is on Wiktionary.org. Back formation from carpenter. Back formation, a term formed by removing an apparent or real prefix or suffix from an older term. For example, the noun P arose because the final Z sound in peas sounded like a plural suffix. Similarly, the verb edit is a back formation from the earlier noun editor, not to be confused with clipping, which just shortens a word without changing meaning or part of speech. P, the noun P, because the final Z sound in peas, P-E-A-S-E, peas. I'm not following that one.
P-E-A-S-E, like to appease somebody?
Peas, plural, peasin. It's an archaic word. Alternative form of pea, P-E-A. Common plant, its edible seed. Yeah. But it's still peas.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Just lost me.
Yeah. Peas. We changed peas to peas. Just took the E off.
Yeah. That made it easier. Now I get it.
A backronym. A word that is either not an acronym. Wait. A word that is either not an acronym but is taken to be one, and for which a full form is invented by back formation, or is an acronym and for which an alternative form is invented by back formation.
So what's an acronym is an opposite, right?
No, an acronym is like an abbreviation that's like a word, like NATO.
Oh, yes, you're right.
That's pronounced as a word,
Yeah.
like not like IBM.
Which is just the letters.
That would be IBM.
Yeah.
So it's a word that is either not an acronym but is taken to be one.
Is there an example?
No.
All right, a word that's not an acronym, but it's taken to be one. So what do we think is an acronym, but it's not really an acronym?
Example of backronym. Example.
Of backronym.
For example, rap has been said to be a backronym of rhythm and poetry.
Oh.
An existing word turned into an acronym by creating an apt phrase whose initial letters match the word as to help remember it or offer a theory of its origin. So they're saying that's bullshit, that's not really the...
Right. So it's called rap, and then somebody comes along and says, oh, that stands for rhythm and poetry.
Oh, RAP. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Now. Examples include SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Wait, a backronym is a reverse acronym, an expression that has been formed from the letters of an existing word or name. Alternate spelling, backronym.
So the word came first, and then they then they take it apart and give it meaning letter by letter, like rap. It was called rap, and then somebody said, oh, that could mean rhythm and poetry.
These examples don't make sense, though. Examples include SAD, seasonal affective disorder. That is the acronym for seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah, so what they're saying is...
MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Yeah, that the word sad and the word mad, I guess, existed already. And so they just came up, they reverse engineered it.
I feel like these aren't good examples.
Yeah. Like you feel sad when you have sad.
And USA Patriot Act, uniting and strengthening America by providing appropriate tools required to intercept and obstruct terrorism. Oh my God. It's basically, like back engineering an acronym, I guess.
Yeah, so you're creating an acronym from a word.
But the rap thing doesn't line up then, because that's just like somebody's saying something's an acronym when it's not.
That's what a backronym is. It can be that.
Right. Well,
like drill, device, revolving
in linear lengths.
Yeah, so that's a backronym.
It's just like I don't know. I don't think it deserves its own definition.
Yeah.
Examples and observations. SOS is an example of a backronym with people claiming it stands for Save Our Ship or Save Our Souls, when in fact it doesn't stand for anything. Okay, that I understand.
Yeah, I always
but
thought
MAD does stand for Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Yeah, I think what they're claiming is that they had this organization and they wanted to come up with a clever slogan and title, so they used the word mad because we're angry about this, and so they said let's get a word like Here's a good one. Stone Temple Pilots.
STP?
Yeah, they wanted to use the STP logo, the STP oil logo, so they came up with a name that used those letters.
Yeah, but I feel like that's
a backronym.
That's totally different than the SOS backronym.
Yeah.
SOS is just not an acronym.
No.
It's a misattribution.
Yeah. So Stone Temple Pilots is a backronym.
Cabal. The acronym Cabal was formed from the names of 5 ministers of King Charles II. The ministers Clifford, Arlington, Buckingham, Ashley, and Lauderdale were at the bottom of various political intrigues in the early 1670s. According to history, these 5 plus others defaulted on the national debt by closing the exchequer. No, wait. EXCHEQUER?
Exchequer?
I don't know. In 1670, started a war with Holland in 1672 and entered into an alliance with the hated French in 1673. The English use of the word cabal means a group of conspirators, predates the nefarious schemes of these 5 men the English use of the word cabal to mean a group of conspirators predates the nefarious schemes of these 5 men by at least 25 years.
I see. So it's a backronym.
That I get. But I don't get the Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Because it is an acronym. It's just an acronym that was purposefully put together.
Yeah.
It seems like 2 different things, like a backronym and then something else.
Right. Adopting an established word.
Yeah. That's just like a marketing strategy.
Yeah, right.
It's a macronym.
Well, then Stone Temple Pilots is a macronym too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
because STP existed.
Now, what's SOS?
That's a good one. I mean, why say it if it doesn't stand for something?
I don't know. What does SOS stand for? Mental floss. SOS, it's a distress signal, but what does it actually stand for? A lot of people think it's an abbreviation for Save Our Souls or Save Our Ship, but in reality, Save Our Souls and Save Our Ship are backronyms, and the letters don't actually stand for anything. In fact, the signal isn't even really supposed to be 3 individual letters. It's just a continuous Morse code string of 3 dots, 3 dashes, and 3 dots all run together with no spaces or full stops. Since 3 dots form the letter S and 3 dashes form an O in International Morse code, though the signal came to be called an SOS for the sake of convenience, the connection has led to the letters coming into their own as a visual distress signal, divorced from Morse code, and those in need of rescue sometimes spell them out on the ground to be seen from above.
All right.
So it's just, they were like, all right, this is going to be the signal, and it just happens to be
those
the letters.
Yeah, 3 dots and 3 dashes.
So really, it's 3 dashes, 6 dots, repeating.
Yeah.
Couldn't they have just done 3 dots, 3 dashes, repeating?
SO.
Yeah. So.
I think we hurt people's brains on this episode.
Yeah. I think that's probably a common occurrence.
What happened
Shit,
on the
we got so distracted. Fuck. Says we're the current high bidder.
What's the time?
It's 3:13 right now.
Oh, but we didn't get a notice that we won?
23 hours. Wait a minute. These don't close till tomorrow. Son of a bitch.
Oh, shit.
Why did I think it was today?
Oh, man.
Oh, man, we're in for a rude awakening. These prices are going to go way up.
Yeah.
Ugh. That sucks.
Oh, well.
Well, folks.
Land on that note, eh?
Yep. I guess you'll know by next week what happens. We thought you were going to get a live report. Apparently not.
That's kind of how our day's been going.
Yep. Build up to disappointment.
Oh, man.
Well, hope you enjoyed. Send in your questions. Sign up for the Secret Santa.
Check out Hafele.
Yeah, go get yourself some Myoderm. Help support the podcast. You're going to hear all this right after it's on the pre-recorded thing, but we'll say it here anyway before you turn off. Get yourself some Myoderm. Get yourself some vesting. Leave us a review. You can join the Patreon if you like.
Yeah, and be good people out there.
Yeah, at least be better than most of these assholes.
That's setting a low bar.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you next week.
Take care.
As always, Rob and I thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. If you want to help support the podcast, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. You can join our Patreon, or you can use one of our affiliate links in the podcast description for vesting finishes or Myoderm CBD pain relief cream. Again, we appreciate your support. Thanks for tuning in.